Good evening, everybody. Audio, are you working? Please work. Can't deal with any other technical. Yes, we are working. Hello and welcome to the New Age Geeks channel. If you're new here, we are building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fate, a sober D&D campaign set in the Critical Role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. With that, hello, Fists. Is audio still working? Give me a little audio test, everyone.
Hello.
Hi,
hello.
guys.
What is poppin'?
I'll be the
All right.
All right.
Do I go first or do you go first?
I thought you still had more to say.
I do. I don't know if we gotta figure out when we want to tie
Keep
that
talking.
one. All right. If you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. The SonCraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends, streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you can get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres and 20 plus soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But using our referral link, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the SonCraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest.
If you would like to join the New Age Geeks, you can. Just join our Discord and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels where you'll find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Love you,
Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the rest of the cast and other members of our growing community. Remember that the best way to help us out with the algorithms is engagement. So watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so these platforms know to share us with everyone else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, so if you're on those platforms, follow us there for more geeky goodness. And if you are already paying for Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime absolutely free. That scores you a free month subscription to the channel of your choosing. Every month you will need to go in and resubscribe to that channel or a new one, but it's a small price to pay to not have to pay a price at all, so please use that on us if you're not already subscribed. If you're willing to help us out financially, we do have a tip feature here on Twitch, which uses PayPal for safe, secure, and one-time donations. And you are invited to use bits here in the chat on Twitch. And we do have a modest merch shop for hoodies and goodies, including stickers, whisper leggings, shirts, hoodies, the totally trustworthy Not a Mimic line, and a Patreon for those who wish to donate to our cause and get a little something back. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the show in terms of sponsoring small bits, big bits, the whole bit, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Okay. So, a few announcements. Obviously, our amazing CC is not here today. She's having some electrical issues at the house. So, we hope everything's resolved soon. If it comes back during the show, she's going to hop in with us and we'll pick up from there. We are going to continue on with the adventures of the Fist of Fate tonight. So, stick around as we continue that adventure. Tomorrow, you can catch us with Spell Shots, where Whisper will be playing with Jeremy and Andrew Alandi and Michael Powell. Do you know if you guys have a guest tomorrow?
We do, but I don't know who yet, so check your social media because it'll be announced.
You can also, on our YouTube channel, catch up on Goodberry Cafe, where last week they played Death Cap Sauté and talked about this year's Wasteland, which was insanity on all levels. And you can also catch,
In the best way,
posting tomorrow, the interview with the Gen Con social media manager that I did last week on Investigation Check, Danny Kennedy. We dived into a lot of stuff about the event and what it's like to run a social media page of that magnitude. So it was a really good interview, a lot of good information, so make sure you check that out as well on our YouTube page, posting tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time. And finally, we are happy to announce the launch of our newest and I believe our 5th show. We're growing. Queer and Present Danger, which is a all LGBTQIA plus, nailed it first try, cast, and they are going to be playing in the homebrew world that Cece has come up. She's going to be DMing the whole thing, and Dom is going to be one of the players. And let me make sure I get everyone's names right. For who else is in the cast? We have... You can do it, Joe. We have Rima Rabbit, who has been on this show several times. She's amazing. Catch her. She is one of the main players. We have Hans, who is common. You've seen her everywhere on our Discord. She is another one of our main players. I'm not going to announce what they're playing, though, because they can do that themselves on Wednesday. We have Dr. Starshine. You've seen her around. She's amazing. Can't wait to see her and everything she brings to the table. We have Aerolith, who you've seen on this channel before. She is awesome, creative, and I think that's everyone. Nailed it. I'm crushing today, guys. I'm on fire. All right.
Let's go.
What else do we have? Anything else? I guess not.
I think that's it.
I think I've nailed it first try. All right. That being said, let us dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. And we're back. So, picking up where we last left off, the team having finally discovered a portal into the Feywild and the siren that was residing in it fall in. You begin to set up your camp and enjoy your evening trying to recover from a very long week in Lyringorn, having overthrown a tyrannical government and fought a moon devil and a lunar dragon and just chaos ensuing. Eventually, during the night, a elven ranger approached your camp, greeting Tristan and Clover. Whisper.
Me.
Yes, approaching Tristan and Whisper in the night, who went by the name of... Everyone, all at once. Wow, no, Thorn Bramble Whisper. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. He only said it a million times.
Bramble Thorn Whisper, not Thorn Bramble Whisper.
That's what I said. Bramble Thorn Whisper.
His name is Ramble Butt Whisper. Come on, Joe, get it right.
Yeah, I know. He's got a lot
Thorn
of
Whisper
names
has
now.
a really nice ring to it.
So, upon meeting this individual who approached her camp in the middle of the evening, Tristan promptly told him to get the hell out of there. And the next day, upon everyone's awakening, he reapproached the camp, attempting to be cordial and the exuberant person that he is. Offered good berries to everyone who would have some, though I don't believe anyone did. And eventually greeted his partner, Falin, before telling all of you about a mission he had accepted from the Turst Fields to investigate the Dawn Mist Pines, in which he had been told of a corruption entering into the forest that they have asked him to go and try and root out. After a little convincing, eventually you all decide to join him on this quest, and you began the trek south. After about a day's worth of travel, eventually you came across a few glowing spheres, and which was being chased by a large troll. A battle ensued in which the will-o-wisps were destroyed, and the troll was felled eventually several times before it was set on fire. And as you all finish up the battle, investigate the area, that is where we're going to pick up for the evening. So, as the corpse...
I like that one.
I'm sorry. As the corpse of the troll burns into ash, you all kind of stand there for a moment, gathering yourselves up in the dense wood, the evening beginning to take shape as the sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows in the dark forest of the Gray Valley. What's up, Whisper?
I didn't say
Sorry,
anything.
I thought you were saying something. So, the eventual... Okay. Well, that was certainly an interesting encounter to have. Is everyone okay?
Clover took an arrow out of her thing and is like flipping it between her fingers nonchalantly and just looks at him and says, 5 years of archery, no big deal.
Quite impressive, young Clover.
Yeah, I know.
You have a bright future in adventuring, if I would say so myself.
Yeah, me too.
So, shall we push on through the night, or did we want to set up camp?
Well, camp's already set up, right? Because we were just
Yeah.
looking for camp. 5 patrols.
Very well.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we cared to stay in this area, considering we know the hostilities, but fine enough with me. I'm more than happy to take my space.
Do you think there's more trolls?
Well, I mean, it's certainly a possibility.
Well, don't worry, Bramble. I'll keep you safe. I'll sit up here and watch out.
Oh, you're too kind, young Clover.
Actually, to that point, Clover, with your exceptional hearing, do you hear anything else of that particular size and threat level in the area?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll a perception check.
Go ahead and roll a
Yeah.
perception check for me.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you
Oh,
sit
yeah.
there, your ears kind of flicking back and forth, trying to gather, all of the auditory data you can from the various locations ahead of you. You sit for a moment. You hear the forest is pretty quiet, having a troll just stomp through the area. But as you try and listen, the sounds start to kind of return to normal as the space settles for a moment. You don't hear anything that would cause you any sort of alarm.
Just some leaves rustling in the wind, nothing crazy.
I could use a rest.
I feel like
Yeah,
I
let's-
rested pretty well, so I don't mind staying up so the rest of you guys can sleep.
Let's take a rest.
Very well. Okay, so you all gather back around your campfire, begin to bed down for the evening. And who is going to take first watch?
Well, I was originally first watch, but now I am not
Okay.
because I was the one who saw it during my watch.
Yeah.
Right. So as you all resume the watch, this second watch taking shift, rather. I will I'll stay up for this shift if anyone cares to join me.
I
If
was
he's
gonna
staying up, then I'm staying up.
Okay.
stay up, but if Tristan's staying up, I guess I'll go take some rest.
Okay. Gonna roll a perception check for me?
Ah, 3, 5, 6, 8.
Okay. As you sit there for a bit watching the darkness, nothing seems to catch your eye, and Bramble sitting there next to you doesn't seem to be alerted by anything either. Kind of looks towards you as the evening begins to wind to a close. So, Tristan, was it?
pull my sword and I'm just like doing the wiping it and as he's talking, just trying to. I'm listening to him, but I'm ignoring him at the same time.
Well,
Dick.
Mr. Tristan, I do hope we can grow closer together as a team if we're hoping to accomplish our tasks. If there's something I can do to help reassure you, I'm more than happy to.
Reassurance is going to take a lot more than you just coming here out of nowhere yesterday, and I'm supposed to just trust you right now.
Well, I am hiring you. I'm sure it denotes a little bit of trust. Plus, I'm Bramble Thornwhisper. My friend, I do hope we can become friends.
You prove even a single bit of being able to do anything besides hire and say your goddamn name, then I'll think about maybe possibly pretending like I kinda can pretend to like you.
I think you'll like me eventually. Plus, how does anyone become friends? We start off as strangers, and then introductions are made, and then boof, you become friends.
You just came here and just jumped in to our space. Well, I guess technically kind of your space, whatever. Our space. And just forced your way in, kind of gave us a rock and a hard place to be hired to help you, who you're saying you're also trying to help us because you are who you are. And you want to, let's go forward and keep figuring out what's going to happen. Just do me one quick favor. Around me, do not say your name anymore.
Well, I'll certainly do my best. I like you, Tristan. You seem like you have a good heart. Very protective of your friends. I can appreciate that.
Their protection is quite literally outside of other things. The only thing I think about, and you're clouding that judgment.
I'm clouding your judgment of your friends.
You're clouding my judgment of how to protect them while they kind of trust you, it seems like. I don't know. But I don't want you here. And you keep trying to just prove your worth. And let's see what happens as the next day or maybe 4 or 5 hours go by, and maybe, again, I can pretend to act like I like you in front of them.
Well, Mr. Tristan, I look forward to rising to your challenge. So, who's up next? Miss Clover, I believe it is your shift. Very well. I will find myself to sleep. I bid you adieu, Sir Tristan. Miss Clover?
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let all the forest bugs bite.
So funny.
Clover's gonna climb up a tree and sit on a branch and start her watch.
Sure. Tristan, you head off to bed?
Yeah, wherever tree she climbed, I'm just gonna sit at the bottom of that base of that tree, sit back, and that's where I'm gonna fall asleep.
Okay. Clover, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Can I use my passive perception?
No, you can't use your passive perception.
Fine. It was It was an 11. It was the lowest perception I've ever rolled.
Okay, so
Don't you have like a plus 40?
I have a plus 9.
okay, so as you climb up the tree and take your post, keeping an eye and an ear out for the surroundings, you sit there for a little bit and you feel your ears begin to droop as the silence of the night kind of filters into your ears. The sounds of crickets chirping into the distance beginning to lull you down to sleep, and you feel your awareness begin to drop a bit. Eventually the sun begins to crest over the tree line, bathing you in the warm glow of the morning. And as your shift begins to come to an end, your party members all begin to rise.
And as I was resting, I was writing in my journal.
Okay.
Doing some little side Clover stuff.
We all get a long rest?
Yes, you all do get a long rest.
Hell yeah. Alright. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get some food going. Whisper.
How do I get rid of my exhaustion? How
Yeah.
It's not going away.
Donald, when you hit long rest,
I got it.
one of the options should be to remove a thing of exhaustion.
I got it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got it.
Whisper, do you
Yeah.
have any preferences for breakfast today?
Meat.
Solid. Pick one.
Whatever we have.
I'm more than happy to spend a bit of time and try and find us something.
Yeah, you do that.
Working with you, Bramble.
Of course you may, dear.
You go hunting, I'll go foraging. We'll make a great breakfast.
Very well.
I just won't eat your head.
Okay, so.
Hey, Bramble,
Yes,
no rabbits.
of course. I've learned that lesson from the last time I brought meat.
Well,
better.
obviously, he has now vowed, as my friend, to never eat rabbits again.
Of course. I'm off.
Let's go.
Tristan, go with
Yeah.
them.
And follow.
Okay. Clover, are you rolling a stealth check at all or no? You're just going to begin foraging?
I was gonna roll an investigation check, but if you would rather me roll a stealth
Well, you're
check,
trying to be sneaky. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh. Sure.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a stealth check. Bramble is also going to attempt to sneak to begin hunting.
An 18 on stealth.
Okay. So, Tristan, roll a stealth check first. Because I'm assuming you're trying to sneak behind them and remain unseen.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. 14.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Clover?
19.
Yeah. Notice Tristan right away. And you can tell, looking as you and Bramble begin to go into stealth yourselves, you notice him notice Tristan as well. Tristan, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Seven.
Okay. So, as you begin to sneak and follow your friends, they both like ninja dive up into the tree line and just disappear from view. Completely leaving you behind.
If they're gone tonight, when I realize, I'm gonna look for something myself. If they're gone and I'm out here already.
All right, roll a survival check for me.
Finally, something. Not a dirty 20.
Okay. Looking around, having grown up in the Rivermore tribe, you are pretty well acquainted with gathering enough supplies to survive. So you know what to look for: the roots, the edible bushes and berries that you're able to find. You gather up a nice little basket full, before you make your way back into camp. Clover, go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
Survival, okay.
Mhm.
Survival plus 3 is a 14.
14. Okay, so growing up on a farm, you have some idea of what the things that would present as edible in a forest. You spend some time gathering up a few wild berries that you think look like they should be
I was
okay.
mostly looking for varieties of seeds and nuts.
Sure. Looking around, you find some like cones that seem to hang from these trees, and as you crack them open, you see a bunch of seeds begin to pour out of them. And you gather up a few of those, cracking them open and draining the seeds into your pouch. And after a bit, you hear the distinct arrow, the sound of an arrow loose, and the sound of some medium to large sized animal, and you hear the thump into the ground.
Sounds like steak and eggs for breakfast.
Really hope that wasn't Tristan.
Eventually, you hear the sound of dragging back towards your location, and you see him dragging what appears to be this like elk-like creature. It's got these large antlers that kind of twist off to each side, and another pair that run up the front of its face and kind of arc behind the back of its head. I think I found enough food for the next few meals. How did you do, Clover?
2.
Fantastic. Very well. Shall we head back?
Okay.
Okay. What are you and Whisper and Gormog doing?
Well, Whisper, Gormrog, and Finnick
And Finnick.
are still at the campsite. I will have gotten things ready to prepare whatever they bring back. Otherwise, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Gormrog,
Mm.
is your test hard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like a written test or like a physical test or like both?
So there's a bunch of different tests.
Oh.
Like if you wanted to become a, I guess for you, I would say a bookkeeper, right? Somebody who's a law specialist, right? It's I'm not using the technical terminology. I'm using terminology that you would know what I'm talking about. Not for you specifically.
Yeah, I don't like books.
That's all written tests. It's
Ugh.
examples of stuff and you know how to learn stuff and it's a lot.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, which is more uh nuanced. It's more of a variety of options where some of the people in my position are spies, some of them are hunters, some of them are archaeologists, some of them are um, like there are people who are in politics, there are people who are in um, shall we call it item recovery,
Yeah.
regardless of borderlines.
So there's a bunch of different jobs within the
Yeah.
Cobalt Soul.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would be one of the other ones, not the book learning ones, but the more adventurous types. And
Okay.
yeah, it's hard. There
So
is a written part, there is a discussion part, and there is a physical part.
are you ready?
I have no idea.
Oh. I don't like tests.
I don't either. But
But you want this.
I treat every test like it's a lesson in itself. right?
Sounds like something a teacher would say.
Something a teacher did say to me. Um, because I didn't used to do well at tests.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in a tribe full of people whose solution to everything is break it. Um, I did not do well on my first few tests.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I first got to the city. You know, everybody was treating me like dirt. So even in like a library, right? Oh my God, the hoity-toity bullshit they had me going through. Um, I wound up taking night classes because I couldn't deal with the people there. And then that teacher was the one who was like, listen, a test is just a lesson, right? It's proof that you learned what you learned. But like, if you fail the test, you didn't learn something, so you need to go back and relearn it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a lesson in you, right? You are the message, the subject of the lesson. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard and it's not fun, but like it leads to something good.
Do you get paid?
Yeah. Yeah, you get paid,
Okay.
provided you come back intact.
Oh.
Like for those who are in politics, if you get captured, we don't know who you are.
Oh.
We
Is it
kobolds
like a
don't know.
spy? Are you gonna be
Mhm.
like a spy?
Well, some of them are. I don't know that I would be, but
That's
um,
cool.
I think my talents are better suited
Cooking?
in cooking is a hobby, not a
Oh.
profession for me. I mean, it is a profession, but cooking is a way for me to be creative. It's a way for me to express myself. It's a way for me to provide for those I love. But if I was going to get paid to do something, I would rather be out in the world, moving and traveling and going places. But I think I hear Tristan and the others coming back.
And in short order, you hear the dragging sound approaching. Tristan, you see you being closest up there. You see them beginning to make their way through the. I was wondering where that car alarm was coming from. You see Clover carrying a whole little sack full of something, and you see Bramble dragging this large deer elkish creature behind him. Its legs kind of tied up behind it as it drags it through the woods. Well met. I seem to have found us enough food for the next few days. Unless
completely
Miss
cut
Whisper
out.
decides to get a hold of it first.
I'm sorry,
Your
what?
sound cut out.
I seem to have found enough food for us for the next few days. Unless Miss Whisper gets to it first.
I am pretty hungry.
Well, a good thing I got enough. So,
I'll start preparing it and get other hands on it to help.
yeah, he ties it up and gets it pulled up into a tree and begins to go about the whole cleaning process of the animal.
So I'll have him deal with that, get me the meat we're gonna cook, and then salt and stow the rest of it.
Okay.
But as he starts, I'm gonna start helping him do the same thing from the other side. If it's big, I'm gonna start, trying to help him get it clean.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Clover, Finnick, and Whisper, whoever's willing to help, acting as like sous chefs, where I'm cooking the main course and having them help. Like, right, you chop this, you dice that, you season this, you prepare that. Right, just
touch the meat.
right, if they're willing to help, I'll just.
Yeah, I'm helping. I'm making it go faster.
I am gonna throw my nuts and seeds and berries, and obviously drizzled with honey, into like a pan or something over the fire and make like a granola
Oh yeah, love that.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
This fucking channel is ridiculous. Okay, so a few, probably with all the meat needing to be processed, a few hours pass. But eventually you all eat your food, store the rest of it, begin to pack up camp as the sun starts to getting kind of close, high in the sky at this point. But you have enough, say you have, I'll say 5 rations each.
Oh yeah.
Based off
Nice.
that meat.
Okay.
Yum.
But with that, your camp is gathered up and you begin to set out for the next leg of your journey. That being said, do you guys, having already traversed this path once and having a guide now, do you want to kind of skip through each part, or how do you guys want to slog through the whole travel process? It's up to you guys. I'm prepared for both options.
I mean, without Cece here, I don't know how you all feel, but I'm cool with, going through bit by bit, just to kind of kill time and fill space.
Yeah, I mean, at least for tonight, we can travel. So that
You want to hit each big area? We'll do one roll for each big area.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sound good?
See, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do like not a full time skip, not a full slog, but like
Yeah.
little
Okay.
bits.
So, let me just get up my map here, make sure I got which. Damn it, I deleted it.
Miss you, Cece. Fix your computer.
Do.
Get up, up, butthole. I have not seen your keys, but since you're asking me, please. Tristan,
Yeah.
how you doing?
I'm just trying to figure this weird little dude out.
pretty tall.
Hey,
Well,
wait, how tall is he? Is he an elf? Is he a halfling? I don't even remember.
He's an elf.
He's an elf.
little dude I met weak.
Ouch.
He's done a lot.
Yeah, I
Thanks
just
for asking.
I just can't put my finger on him. I can't.
He did teach us how to burn that troll.
He did. He's done a couple of really decent things to gain or try to gain our trust. I can't look him in the eye and just give him an approval of trust. There's something
Do you think
about him.
do you think he has an ulterior motive, or do you just find him annoying?
I'm gonna go with both.
Oh.
I find him extremely annoying, like more annoying than almost anyone I've met almost ever. Almost.
Ooh.
There's a couple other people under a list who might be close, but
I was gonna
find
say.
But I find him extremely annoying. His name makes me sick every time I hear it, and I just don't. There is something about him that just makes me feel in the pit of my stomach that I cannot fully trust his motives. I don't know them all. I can't figure him out. I just do not know why he's trying to. I understand he needs help. Obvious. He can't do what he's doing on his own. But I feel like he's trying way too hard to be our friend.
I mean, he's standing right over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Nah.
My ears aren't that bad.
Behind her. And Ramblin is like, we're really not that bad.
Until specific evidence proves his trust, I will be keeping a very close eye both on him the entire time we do anything we're doing with him.
I hear you.
And
Yeah.
And don't forget that you also need to sleep, otherwise you're going to be shit in a fight.
And loosen up a little bit. Try to find something that makes you happy today.
Clover, does
That's
he
good
make
advice
you
for a kid.
happy?
Yeah.
Do you have a crush?
No, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. Right behind me.
Okay, so, and for this first leg of the journey, as you come out of the forest that surrounded the city of Lyringorn, you enter into the Cliff Keep Mountains, the same mountains in which you met that very strange fellow that was residing in there, and you fought the large elemental lightning creature. But as you make your way through the Cliff Keep Mountains, go ahead and someone roll a d20 for me.
As you do it.
15.
Okay. Okay. So, throughout the few days it takes you to get through the Cliff Keep Mountains, eventually the weather begins to turn a little bit, not in your favor, as dark clouds begin to come in on the first day. The second day, completely blacking out the sky as strong winter winds begin to push into the mountains, biting into your very flesh. It's at this point, Clover having the highest passive perception, you notice a small outcropping and entrance to a cave along one of the paths you walk along. You feel this almost heat kind of pressing out from it. And eventually, as you go in to investigate, looking in, you see it almost like steam filling the top of it. Do you enter in?
Guys, what do you think about this? Should we escape the weather here, or I don't know, it's kind of...
my passive perception was 15. Do I feel that as well, or no? Is that too low?
Well, Clover would have pointed out to you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk.
Why is this-
Whisper?
What did you
Whisper,
say?
what did you just ask?
Oh, why is it so warm?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna poke my head in and see what I see.
Okay. As you kind of poke your head in and your eyes adjust to the darkness inside, you instantly hear the sound of running water kind of splashing down towards the back of the cave. And that it's like a sweet, steamy air that kind of fills the inside of the space. Looking around, what's your dark vision?
It is 60 feet.
Okay. You see just the very edge of what looks like some sort of water feature in the back, but it's just a little bit outside of your range of dark vision.
Seems like steam, like from a hot spring or something.
Nimble? Your
Yes.
thoughts?
Would you like me to check it out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to push him in.
Very well. You hear him enter in. You hear the faint sound of his footsteps kind of against stone for a minute as he walks deeper into the cave. Eventually, he pops his head back out. You see sweat beating down his forehead. It is certainly warm in here, but I think you'll like what you see.
I do. Yeah, I'm sure I will.
I'm gonna walk in.
Okay. As you enter in, you look, as you enter in and your vision kind of adjusts to the darkness, you see this, it almost seems like this like water feature in the back, and you see rocks kind of piled up against the back wall, and you see a bit of water kind of pushing out from the back of the cave down these rocks, and it kind of bounces off them before falling into this this large indentation of water. I cannot think of the word right now. And you see steam kind of rising up off of it. You see playing on the rocks a few small like pseudo dragons that kind of jump between the different rocks and eventually dive down into the water and swim around.
See, like pseudo, like small, like mini, like small dragons.
Yeah, little pseudo dragons.
Oh,
We
okay.
have dragon bodies with scorpion tails,
They're so
Alright,
but
cute.
they're like this big. Yeah, I love those
Oh.
things.
I'm
Little
gonna
spirals.
take a look, and I'm going to go, back out for a second and just tell the group.
Yeah,
You
no,
just said that.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all in there.
Okay. I'm gonna approach.
Care to spend our evening in a hot spring to avoid the storm?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Let's go in.
Yeah,
Sit
spring
here
would be the
on
right
this
word.
rock.
So, with that, Bramble begins to take off his armor and set it off to the side eventually.
I look at Clover.
So, everyone enter into the hot spring?
Mhm.
I'm
Mm,
gonna sit on a rock. Clover's gonna sit on a rock outside of the hot spring.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and play with the pseudo dragons.
Roll an animal handling check for me.
Yeah, I can.
You're just going right to the animals.
Yep. That's a 9.
They don't seem like they get a lot of visitors up here, so they seem pretty skittish. And as you kind of as you all
We
begin
come
to
back.
enter into the water, they kind of begin to dive up onto the rocks and slip into some of the cracks behind it.
Ooh.
I'm going to just gonna sit on the edge of the hot springs and leave my feet in it. But while I do, I'm just gonna take out one of those rations from earlier. Just start peeling apart the meat and like tossing it over to where they disappeared. It was just little bits, just of meat,
Okay.
little shreds of meat.
Roll me another animal handling check.
That's right.
That is a 14 plus 3, 17.
Okay. Eventually, you see a few of the thin snake-like heads of these creatures poke their heads out from the rocks and begin to bite the meat and drag it back into their caves. But after a few minutes, they seem to get a little more comfortable and begin to kind of make their way out a little bit more.
I'm gonna toss some at them and then start tossing some at Whisper.
I cannonballed into the water.
All right, so I'll pepper the path to Whisper, try and guide them over to her.
Okay. As Whisper, you're cannonballing in. Bramble's already in there. He's kind of relaxed against the stones, and those stones are warm too around the entirety of the pond, the spring.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his back against it. You see, he's got this piece of rag kind of laid across his eyes. He just sits there relaxing, enjoying the spring. Finnick, go ahead and just tell us what you're doing when you're in the chat, while the rest of the team lets us know what they're doing. Tristan, you jumping in the water or what?
No, I'm sitting we're against the wall, but I'm close.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm close. I'm halfway because I know that she's outside waiting. So-
What's Talon doing during this, Whisper?
He probably came in as much as he could out of the storm.
Okay. So he kind of makes
Does he
his way
fit?
into the cave. Yeah, he can make his way in easy enough.
Yeah.
The entrance is hidden. It's not small.
Yeah.
So he kind of makes his way in and kind of curls up to the side of the pond, the spring. His fingers his talons kind of reaching over the edge, dipped into the water a little bit, watching you dive into the pool.
On y'all are so boring.
Who's boring?
Gormrog and Clover and Finnick not jumping into the water.
You see Finnick kind of dip her toes into the water. I never know. Mysterious water. Things live in water.
That's Finnick?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do fucking Cece's voice.
We just gotta put on an accent from Canada or wherever the hell she's from.
Clover is gazing kind of longingly and a little bit ashamedly. Is that a word? I don't know. You guys know what I mean.
Shamefully?
But just kind of like, sitting amongst herself.
Okay. You hear the faint snoring coming from Bramble as he kind of relaxes into the space.
I take a piece of the meat that Gormrog was throwing that was like floating nearby me, and I try to put it on his head.
Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Sure. That's a 6. Get him out now.
As you put the piece of meat, he says, "Dear Whisper, it's absolutely necessary."
Yep. You saw nothing.
Very good. Kind of just relaxes back, leaving it there.
Stealth by cuteness.
You do notice one of the pseudo dragons kind of like hop up out of the water onto the ledge of the stone and just kind of start making its way over towards where the meat sits on top of its head.
It's a brave one.
Sits there for a minute, kind of scooches down, whole body like shimmies for a moment, and then it jumps, latches onto his head, and kind of rocks for a minute as the creature bites the meat and jumps off into the water. Well, that was unexpected.
Gormog's gonna get out of the water and go sit with Clover.
How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you doing?
Okay, it's a little warm in here, but I guess it's better than being out there in the storm.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get wet either way. Might as well enjoy it.
I'm sure you've noticed, but I don't exactly have a beach body. Start tugging on my furry ears.
No, I didn't notice. Still don't. You got a body, and you can go to the beach. Like, that's a beach body, my friend. You don't. You think too much, you know that?
I really do know that. I filled up quite a few journals in my day.
Mm-hmm. I bet you have. I'm willing to bet you can think your way into and out of any situation you find yourself in. Even if you're the reason you're in it.
Honestly, all this fur jumping into that water adds an extra, it's not easy for me to swim. Takes quite a bit of strength. Isn't the most relaxing thing.
Joe, having been in the water, would I have seen that there were shallow parts of it?
Oh,
that she
it's
could
not deep at
easily-
all. Like it's
Like,
like you sit on the floor and it's up to your shoulders.
I would point that out to her and just say, you don't have to support yourself if, the water's pretty shallow. And that part over there, easily for you. Or we could put in a huge rock and like you could sit on it.
It's my tail a really long time to dry.
I mean, if you don't want to go in, that's another story entirely, and I'm not going to make you.
Come
Yeah,
on,
saying.
Clover.
I'm okay just watching Whisper eat meat in the hot spring.
Anyways.
You guys did that. You guys did that. Clover did not do that. That's all you.
So,
What's Tristan doing?
Whisper,
So-
as you swim around in the pool, eventually the pseudo dragons begin to begin to warm up to your presence, and they kind of start swimming closer and closer to you. You see Talon's attention kind of like perk up as they get close to you, and you see him like almost growl a little bit as they get close. But he kind of looks towards you to judge your feeling about the whole situation.
Yeah. I want to like play with them.
Okay. As you begin to play with them, you see Finnick kind of strip down and begin to slide herself into the water as well. What about
What's Tristan?
Tristan?
Tristan's he's still sitting there. He's not getting in the water.
You're so boring, Tristan.
When she says that, he goes from doing what he's doing when he's sitting there, and he puts his sword to the side, leans it against the wall, and he goes and he just lifts the tops up to his knees and puts his legs up to his knees in the water.
Is Bramble still sleeping?
He's not sleeping, but he's kind of like relaxed back against the side of the thing. He's got the rag over his face. You can't really tell if he's sleeping or not.
And Tristan's also cleaning his sword while he's in the water. He's dipping it in and then hot spring water. His sword can handle it. It's a different world.
We should play a game.
I like games.
What game are you thinking?
I don't know. I kind of want to hear some who's its what's its stories. So what if we play like a game that we could hear stories through?
A game of stories.
Like what if you said something you've never done, and the rest of us, if we've done it, we're like, I've done it.
Like a have you ever challenge?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't thought what makes it a challenge part yet, but
All right, and the stakes. What if you win?
yeah, that's the part I haven't thought of yet. So
Oh, okay. How do you win? Having done all the things, having not done the things.
done the most things.
All right, and how do you let everybody know?
I don't know.
Count on your fingers. How about that?
Okay.
So, put a finger up for every time you've done something?
Yeah.
Yeah, put a finger up. Never have I ever.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to wait until the ad is over?
I didn't hear what you said.
She said there's an ad break.
Oh.
Yeah, we got 20
do we
seconds,
wanna
25
work on
seconds left. Oh, very well. More than happy to indulge in this game with all of you.
So wait, do you win if you have done the most things, or if you haven't
Mhm.
done the most things?
If you have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever, blah, blah, blah.
But
Good.
if you're the only person who's done something, then you have to tell us the story about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is your idea, Whisper. Would you care to go first?
No.
If you don't go first, how are we supposed to follow your lead?
I am not leading. I just wanted. I'm just bored already in the spring.
Okay, Gormrog, you go first.
Okay. Does it have to be something I've done?
Say something you haven't done. Never have I ever. So something you
Something
haven't
All
done.
right.
haven't done. Yeah.
Never have I ever been in a relationship.
You're supposed to put a finger up if you have, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you start with your fingers up, or do you start with no fingers?
Start with no fingers, because we're gonna see who has the most.
And when you say that, you see Tristan go from like he was just supposed to and stop, and he puts his sword down, and he takes his feet back out of the water, and he just kind of looks at Gormrog and puts a finger up, and then just puts it back down, and he doesn't walk away, but he just kind of scoots away from the group a little bit.
Did Bramble put up a finger?
Yeah, he put up a finger.
That
Hey,
means Tristan
Gormrog,
doesn't.
Gormrog, what about Polaris? Is that not a relationship?
So, Polaris and I were talking, and we agreed to go on a date, and then that date never happened.
Oh,
So, no, I wouldn't say that's a relationship.
okay.
I have never been, exclusive with somebody. I've never been in a committed partnership with somebody, and like, I don't know. It's always been about service to something greater than myself in my life. The Rivermore tribe, the Cobalt Soul, Marie Lynn's, the Fist of Fate. I don't really have the opportunity because of my devotion to everything else.
Hmm. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, but you want to go next? Is that what you said?
No. I said, who's next?
Oh.
I think that means Clover's next.
Mm.
Things I haven't done. I feel like I've done so much. Like I'm so productive all the time.
I'll quote you on that later.
Never have I ever known if I have any biological family at all.
Oh.
Well, what was the question?
Never have I ever known if I have a family.
I mean, everyone has one, right?
No, I don't know if I have a real family.
You have to have come from somewhere.
Tristan, never have I ever known I had a family.
A real family, a biological family. You're muted.
When Tristan that part when he hears that he just goes and puts up the two, and then puts them back down.
Very well, very well. Never have I ever battled a dragon.
We have.
Yeah,
Fact,
I've done that.
that's fantastic. I'm amazed you're all still alive.
We're pretty awesome.
I would tend to
Very
agree.
talented. You found a good group to help you.
My next?
I believe so.
Okay, I've got a good one. Never have I ever visited a brothel. Ah,
What's a brothel?
It's a place to get favors from of the sexual variety from people.
Glamrog, did you put one up? Tristan? No? That means we need a story.
Oh, very well. Oh. So I had just come back from a investigation into what people believed would be a pack of lycanthrope that had come across through the Parchwood Timberlands, and well, needless to say, didn't turn out to be lycanthropes. Turned out to a different type of entropy. I think that's the word. Either way, not important to the story. Upon making my way back to the Turst Fields, I visited one of the local establishments and enjoyed an evening with a few fine people from that establishment.
A few.
Yes, there's never too many.
Oh.
Well, that's my story.
It wasn't as juicy as I thought it was going
I
to
mean,
be.
I don't know how much detail you'd like.
That's Jack cracked me up.
Did you get bit by that particular type of anthropy?
Oh, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you become a werewolf?
That's one of the ways.
I kind of want to be a werewolf.
You
It's
can
not something
already
I'd recommend.
transform
Losing
into a
your
whole bunch of
mind is not
animals.
great for your future.
Sounds fun.
It's you go into a murderous rampage and don't remember any of it, so your mind is completely removed in your lycanthrope form, so I wouldn't recommend it. There's no fun to be had.
She does that already.
Yeah.
She has fun doing it.
You already
So
have
does he.
so amazing. You could transform into animals already. Why would you want to
Yeah.
lose your mind and go on a murderous rampage?
Mm.
My dear,
To
you...
escape the stress of everyday life.
Well, if you ever played this game again and someone said, never have I ever gone on a murderous rampage, you could put your finger up and then have a cool story to tell.
That's true.
I mean, it's out of character. I think you've already have that.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say you can already put your finger up.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan's turn.
Something you've never done, buddy.
Never. Never have I ever been reunited with my family.
It's like a half finger for me. 'Cause like I said, I don't know if I have a family to be reunited with.
You never
Well, you
lost my
got some-
family.
Yeah. We got some family issues in this group, don't we?
Yeah.
How
Do
I'm
you-
actually surprised.
started.
Tristan, do you want to be reunited with your family?
I don't know.
You found better family than the ones you're referring to.
Yeah, sometimes family sucks. So
Do
They
you
weren't
know who your
exactly
family
nice to
is,
him.
Tristan? Do you know where they are to reunite with them?
What? Why would I tell you that?
I was just asking. I didn't know if it was a secret. I'm just kind of feeling out the group, trying to get a understanding of everything.
I'm just a little surprised he brought it up, Bramble.
Well, that's. I mean, it seemed like it was a conversation topic.
It's not usually, but that's up to him.
I know who my family is. I don't know if I want to know the truth about the reason. Next. Who's next?
I think we're back to Gormrock.
I assume we're skipping Finnick then.
yeah.
She's.
Finnick fell
I don't know what to ask. Just skip me.
Well, Finnick, if you have one, put it in the chat.
All right.
Come on, make it juicy, Garmrog. Juicy, juicy.
Juicy. Do we want to force Tristan to put up another finger?
No.
Because I could sit here and say never have I ever fought a dire wolf naked in the woods with my bare hands.
You have to be naked?
You fucker.
Story.
Tristan's quiet, but he's lived a life.
Tristan kind of scoots forward and puts his feet back in the water. Looks at Gormrog, but it doesn't look at Gormrog, but gives him the finger. With the other, he has his hands on one side, then the finger on the other looking at him. So, I was found by Gormy over here when, and he looks over at Douchebag.
Huh?
When I escaped, I got into a battle with a bunch of wolves by myself, and I was wearing nothing. They brought me to near death. I fought as hard as I could. I would not have made it if it wasn't for him.
Aww.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't just me, but
Him and the River North saved me. After my family either gave me away or I was kidnapped.
yeah.
When I finally escaped, the wolves almost tore me apart. River North saved me. Gormog was the first person to show me any sort of resemblance of trust outside of not knowing if I was given away or if I was taken away.
Yeah. Didn't mean to bring it back to that, but like, it's kind of funny that you were naked in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the kind of juicy I was going for.
I don't know. If you saw him back then, dude had been eating good, so like he was a little, juicier.
Then
Called him the bare knuckle brawler, but
I
not because his
splash
knuckles
water.
were bare.
As he's talking, I splash water in his direction.
Oh man.
You hear Finnick kind of pipe up. Well, never have I ever ridden a horse.
What the heck?
When am I? I don't. Why would I ride a horse?
Kristen's up to 5 already. Dang.
Oh no. That's not who I expected to have the most.
We have lots of horses back at.
Yeah, we could fix that, I'm sure.
Well, I
In
hope
like the
so.
next town.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tater Trot
Finnick,
is
you
a
love my
horse. Like that would
horse, Lana Del Ney.
Lana Del Ney.
We also had David Hasselhoff and
I forgot.
Britney Spears. You can write any of them.
So good.
Love every bit of that. Taz, just 100% just top tier naming for horses.
You should come to my home. That I can't remember the name of Humboldt County. You should come to Humboldt County.
Yeah, I want to.
I look forward to it. Well, now that one of us has 5, does that conclude the game?
We're making the rules up as we go
I'm
along.
just
Are we bored
asking.
already?
No, I'm fine to continue.
I just wanted to hear about juicy stuff.
Well, you ask the next question then, Whisper. What juicy stuff do you want to hear?
Oh,
About-
okay, no, I have a juicy
Clover's
one.
got it.
Whisper.
Yeah.
Never have I ever had a crush on anybody's brother in this group.
I don't know anyone's brother in this group.
What if it was short-lived and it went away?
That would
Story
be
time,
that
story
would be a
time.
thing.
I don't know. I didn't meet many people growing up, and so Lyndon was interesting at first.
Wendy said the same thing.
Eh. Whisper's like blushing.
What ruined your attraction for this young man?
He died,
I got-
actually. Oh, sorry. You were
That'll do
asking
it.
Whisper.
And that was someone's brother? Awful
We
nonchalant
brought him
about
back to life.
Well, he got better.
Jeez Louise.
You know, maybe that was it. I'm not really sure.
You know, sometimes when people die, it kind of changes your feelings for them.
I can see a man... Seeing a man's intestines probably ruins the attraction.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It doesn't always.
While Whisper's blushing, I'm also going to splash a little bit of water. Not too much, but some in her direction. To... Yeah.
We start thinking of a question. If anyone's got one, by all means.
While he's thinking, Tristan's going to kind of stand up and only take like a couple steps back. And he's going to strip completely naked. And turn around in all his glory and then run and jump and do his own version of a cannonball into the spring while he's thinking.
That's how he thinks. He's gonna be totally naked.
I mean, he's been wearing clothes this entire campaign, so like.
Well, douchebag's thinking about his question.
Okay. I have stories of things I've done. I can't think of things I haven't done.
So much easier to think of things you've done.
Yeah.
I know.
just change one aspect to my story, and I guess that makes it easier. Never have I ever made love in a forest during the day. That's all I got.
Did somebody put one up? I turned to
Time.
Tristan. Did Tristan put one up too? Nope.
Tristan and
All
I
right,
have never
Glenn.
made love. Like, he's my brother. No.
It's not a category. This isn't a category.
Shit. All right. So, I've never been in a relationship, but there was at one point in our nomadic travels as a tribe, a dryad that I happened across in the forest.
Oh God.
And she was enthusiastic and cheerful and nice in a way that I had never encountered before. It was very intense, short-lived tryst that happened.
Nice.
You see Finnick kind of like look at the group.
Gormok's like hella dark green now.
Never have I ever been arrested.
Oops.
Just whisper.
Nuh-uh.
Story time.
Well, I don't know if mine counts as being arrested. It's more captured, so.
Really?
No, but
Story time.
that doesn't count as arrested. It wasn't by a government body.
So then, no.
Kidnap, arrested. I mean, where's the line?
Y'all need to get out more. Yeah, I got caught stealing some stuff, and I wasn't as sneaky as I am now. And you learn fast. It's not very exciting. Kind of lonely.
What did you get arrested for?
Stealing some stuff, some food,
Food. Okay.
food
That
and some
tracks.
clothes. Yeah.
I believe that. You stealing food? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hungry.
That tracks. I think whisper. You're up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never have I ever even kissed somebody. I knew I was gonna get a lot of you on that one.
Me either.
I mean, technically, the triad. Who were you in a relationship with?
Who?
Tristan.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's eyes kind of turn towards you, Tristan. You see Talon
I
kind of
like
like Talon kind of perks up and looks towards you.
Just a naked.
The pseudo dragon kind of crawls up on your shoulder and his forked tongue starts flicking your ear.
Oh. Finnick put a finger up too.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
She was my everything.
Gormog, you look offended.
Because he doesn't talk about stuff. Is this before we met? Yeah, okay. So as long as it wasn't one of the orcs. Was this one of the rich people?
Rich people?
Yeah. I know bits and pieces of his time before, but like a lot of it sucked at a certain point, so getting through that to get to the stuff before that, where it was good, takes a lot, but you don't talk about it, so something happened.
Because before we were able to even establish anything, I disappeared. Not by my own doing. I don't know where she is anymore. I don't know if she thinks I abandoned her.
What is she still out there? Waiting for you.
And then he kind of stands up, and then it shows, because he hasn't been peeling, his body is almost at least like 45 to almost 50% randomly, some patches of scales in areas, some little small pieces, but mostly the torso and mostly the back. And as it goes down, you start seeing it less spread, less clumped up, but more spread down, but one piece down. Then, and as you go down the legs are the least covered in scales. We were together. It was new. We were in love, at least I think. And then one day I woke up somewhere else.
We should go find her.
Oh, you can borrow a noble steed and drive up and rescue her, and then live happily ever after.
Yeah. Or at least get an answer. So you're not
Or-
wondering forever.
Before I left, I wasn't covered in these. I was a regular looking person.
Must be nice.
Boring.
Well, at least now you're ribbed for her pleasure.
Oh. Well, I'm
She's
at
most likely
6.
better off.
I'm at 5.
And he goes right into he goes into neck up to the neck in water.
I don't know. I don't. How many has Bramble got?
I think he's at 6.
Man, I really need to do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here. Never have I ever won an archery competition.
No.
Does second place count?
Yeah, top 3.
Me.
Bramble put up a finger?
No.
Then it's story time.
I'm just really good at archery.
We know.
Tell us about the competition. Tell us how you kicked butt.
Well, actually, every year there's a huge tournament for all of the primary schools all across the southwest corner of Western. I'm assuming that that's where Humboldt County is. We don't really need to get into geography right now, Joe. But Yeah, I trained for all 6 years of school, and then last year I came head to head with my bully, Brooke Ulrich. Head to head for first place. Wait. Head to head for second place. Someone else already won the other tier.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yeah. I practiced really hard and I did nothing but fence and shoot arrows and eat and sleep for months getting ready for this, and I came in second place. I beat Brooke, and then I lost to the person who came in first.
Well,
I have a ribbon.
first-
It's at home.
your first place in our book.
Yeah.
Was that 4?
Mm.
Yay, I almost have a full hand.
We're at 12. Never have I ever's.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I've only done 4 things.
I'm at 5.
Maybe we should all find a brothel.
I know a good one.
We're in the mountains.
Well, not here, obviously.
And
I don't know where they're supposed to be.
then maybe. See, I don't know if I want to kiss somebody in a brothel or in general.
I
You
didn't
don't
get
have to.
Oh.
Well, I was just thinking of the things that I hadn't done yet. And like, love sounds complicated. I think I'd rather do crime.
I mean, to steal a heart. Yada yada.
I think that
I
there are
would
many
like
times
to.
I could have been arrested lately, like with you guys. So
Yeah.
We're not going to tell your parents about that, by the way.
it's easier to go the route of crime.
Yeah, it is. It is very easy, which is why it morally objectionable. But can I try to befriend one of these little creatures that are sharing the space with us?
I'll say it's been a lot of animal handling checks so far, so I'm gonna say one more. If
Yeah, I got a 19 on the last one.
Right, I know, but
I want a pet pseudo dragon. Damn it!
Whisper, did you want to make an attempt as well?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and both of you roll.
I've been trying to
Okay.
be so nonchalant this whole time, make them safe, give them food. Like, it's a long game.
21.
30-20.
Okay. So, eventually, through the use of treats and with a guidance, so go ahead and both of you add a d4 to those rolls.
25.
All right.
21.
So, through the use of treats and the calm demeanor to gain their trust, eventually you are able to convince a pair of pseudo-dragons to join your side. So, if both of you would like to go ahead and describe what your pseudo-dragons look like.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be a green pseudo dragon with a black scorpion tail. So he's gonna be little, but like perch on a shoulder type, like 4-legged winged dragon. But he's gonna be green like me.
Mine's gonna be purple and super scaly with flecks of yellow.
Ooh,
Okay.
I like that. Purple with
Yeah.
flecks of yellow? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, as the day begins to wrap up, you are spending your rest of the time until the storm passes in the hot spring cave. You begin to bed down for the evening, taking your various shifts. Eventually the next day, rising and moving out through the rest of the Cliffkeep Mountains as you make your way towards the Gray Valley once more. What?
Losing a whisper.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Entering into the Gray Valley, that eerie, foreboding atmosphere presses against you once more as you look out across the dead and dying, petrified trees and begin the next arc of your travel, where you're going to go ahead and take a break. Back in a few minutes, everyone. Be right back. we're back. Okay. So, entering into the Gray Valley, again, you feel that heaviness in the air, that shadow that kind of basks this whole space. So, I need someone to go ahead and roll a d20.
I have a question.
Okay.
Two things. One, is Tater Trot a draft horse or a riding horse?
Draft. Because you had her carrying the wagon.
Yeah. Second thing, how do you guys feel about cilantro as a name for a little green pseudo dragon?
You said it's green, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
Cool. Then cilantro is the name of my little green pseudo dragon.
Mine is risotto.
Risotto?
Yeah.
I love that.
Say risotto?
Risotto, yeah.
Oh, God. I swear to God, if we don't write a cookbook at some point, if we ever get big enough, we're missing an opportunity here.
That should already be on the top of the list of anything that has to be done at some point. The fact it's not being written yet. All right, let's go.
All right, so someone go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Tristan, you do it.
Bum, bum, bum.
5.
5?
Yep.
All right, so as you make your way through the Gray Valley, the first day, you feel almost a presence kind of like pressing in around you. And, Clover, I'll say, you look amongst the trees and you never see them moving, but out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see branches kind of twist and turn, but every time you look towards them, you don't see anything moving. So, as your first day comes to a close, you all bed up and camp for the evening. And as you awake the next day, all of you see it, all of you kind of know something seems off the next day. The trees don't seem like they're in the same place they were the night before. And where the path wasn't far from you, from your campsite, now it seems almost a mile away as you all begin to trek out the next day.
Wait here, guys.
Say that again, Clover?
Something's not right here.
What do you mean?
This is not how the woods looked last night.
Well, a storm happened.
Yeah, but we didn't camp this far off from the trail.
Hmm.
I don't know. We all need to keep our eyes open because something strange is going on.
Can I check my pack, see if everything's still there?
Yeah, go ahead and you open up your pack. Roll a investigation check for me.
Mm-hmm. It's just a +1. So, 11.
As far as you can tell, everything's in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna look at douchebag and go, do you know what's going on here? This is not the same.
Well, the Gray Valley is quite dangerous. A lot of malevolent spirits tend to haunt these woods. I think maybe one of them might have begun to follow us, and it's best we all keep our eyes peeled.
Is this something you already knew that you could have warned us about?
I mean, you've traveled through the Gray Valley before, haven't you?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a closely guarded secret that this place is cursed.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Shall we shove on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not scared.
It's best not to be. So,
I'm not scared either.
Okay, so Whisper, you're 1, Gormrog, you're 2, Clover, you're 3, Tristan, you're 4, Finnick is 5, and Bramble is 6.
Okay.
The hell
Okay,
does that mean?
so as you kind of continue on your journey, Whisper, where are you in this little path?
We're
Are you in the
walking.
cart? Are you on the horse?
Not on the horse.
So you're in the cart, or are you walking?
Probably in the cart.
Okay. As you
Great.
kind of feel the cart rumbling along the road, you begin to feel like it feels like the trees, like feel like the path is getting really tight. All of a sudden, you feel like tree limbs kind of scratch along your back. You kind of like adjust to try and move out of the way, and as you kind of like shift, as the fourth one now kind of scratches along your back, you feel something thick wrap around your waist, and you are pulled up into the tree branches. Go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics check for me.
Balls. Okay. They're the same. 11.
Okay, so as you feel it wrap around your waist, you go to try and pry it out and dive out of the way, and you feel your body kind of get yanked backwards, your body almost folding in half from the momentum as you are launched up into the canopy before it drops you.
No.
Roll acrobatics check for me.
Yeah.
Are none of us around to try to help break the fall?
I mean, this is happening really fast, so.
Okay.
That's 19.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage. As you slam back down onto the ground, you take 5 bludgeoning damage. As you try to like brace your fall, you see, as you look up, you see the tops of these trees kind of like twisting and writhing, and they begin to move back down.
What the fuck?
I don't like that. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I normally like trees.
That makes one of us.
You gonna fight a tree, Gormrock?
I'll fight the whole damn forest if they hurt my friends.
As you say that, you hear the groaning as the trunks of these trees kind of move, and you see the roots begin to break up from the ground. And one of them shoots towards the cart to try and destroy it.
We are friends of nature.
We're gonna fight the trees.
As this root swings towards the cart, it kind of misses just a few inches short of it, and as the cart is able to pull to the side a little bit. Anyone want to do anything?
Yeah.
Can I take a look around to see if if there's anyone or anything around us?
Roll a perception check.
There's a lot of trees.
15.
Looking around, you see a lot of movement as these trees begin to shift almost in place, almost seeming to come alive. But you don't see any sort of other entities in the space or something that would be controlling them.
Is everybody on the cart?
Not me.
Bramble is in front, leading the path.
I feel like Finnick would probably do something like detect magic or something along those lines.
You see her eyes flash as she casts a spell. This whole area each one of these trees is magical. There's some sort of necromantic magic in each of them.
Undead
Well, you know
trees.
I
Fun.
don't think she has detect magic. I'm looking at her spell list right now. I have detect magic, so Clover did that.
Okay.
To involve Finnick.
After being dropped from the tree. I'm assuming it's like, am I prone or did I land? Okay. Well,
Actually, no. Yeah, with what you rolled, you land on you're able to land in a position where you're not prone.
like a cat. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming that my club is going to be a little too hard to get out, so I just grab from my pocket the Nox
sand.
blade, and I'm ready to attack the next time I see a vine come near me.
Okay. So
I forgot you had that.
as you pull the blade out, you feel it like ice in your hand. You feel your body quickly adapt as it crawls up your wrist when you feel that shiver against your spine. Another branch comes towards you. Roll an just roll an attack for me. You don't have to worry about damage. This is going to be more of a skill check than a battle.
23.
Okay. As another branch kind of swings out towards you, you bring the blade up and slice right through it. Half of it dropping down to the ground and like wriggling for a moment before you see it kind of bubble up, turn to ash almost and begin to rot away into the ground. The rest of the tree kind of rears back a little bit. Its other branches kind of moving now. I think it's best if we move along as fast as possible.
Whisper, get on.
Come on.
Okay.
As soon as she's on, gonna spur the horse to just fucking bolt.
Okay. Let's get a little. All right. So, as you all mount up back onto the horse and into the cart, begin to take off. The cart pushing along this dirt trail. You see another wave of branches getting ready to strike down ahead of you into try and attack your path. What do you all want to do to try and prevent them from hitting you?
I'd like to shoot it with steady aim.
Okay.
I got no long range stuff.
Anything you want to try and do, or?
I'm gonna just keep my guard around who's around me and myself, and just keep
Actually, that's not true.
my sword
22.
to. Well, actually.
Do I have arrows? I have a bow. I do not have.
What do you want to do,
arrows.
Whisper, while everyone else figures it out? What do you want to do for
I'm
this
still
skill
gonna
check?
just.
A javelin.
Oh, I'm ready. Like on my toes, ready to be agile and jump to see if any of the branches come out again while we're moving.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You can either roll a d20 at your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
What are you doing, Tristan? I'm sorry.
I'm going to take my javelin out. Normally I have my sword always, but I'm gonna take my javelin and I'm gonna look to see if I'm gonna try to watch and see if anything is coming close to us before trying to throw it.
All right, I'll say roll a perception check. Try and think of a skill you're going to use to help protect the cart as it goes along. Okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So do you
Skills?
I'm gonna say
Okay.
perception.
No, that's fine. An attack's fine. Just like don't be like I'm not going to wait for. You're not holding actions. Just say what you're going to do because the branches are coming in.
Oh,
I already
okay.
said-
So then never mind. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're good,
Sorry,
Clover.
sorry.
Acrobatics all the way.
Sorry, Yep, I'm gonna go with perception and paying attention.
All right, what'd you guys roll?
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so fail. Clover's a pass. Whisper's a double fail.
I got a 10.
Oh, I thought you had a 1.
Oh no, I was waiting for my turn to talk.
13.
Okay. What'd you want to say, Whisper?
No, that's just it. I was saying I got a 10.
Okay, so that is 2 passes, 2 fails. Okay, so as the branches come in, a few of them are able to slam against the side of the cart, damaging it a bit. As Clover, you fire off your arrow, taking down one of the large, almost like thick trunks that are swinging towards the cart. Gormrug, you are able to like kind of move in a way where you lure in one of the branches, and it able to dodge out of the way as it swings past you, taking away a little bit from the cart. But Whisper and Tristan, you're not able to assist in any way in this as you try. It seems to ignore you in what you try to do as it slams into the cart in your 2 spaces.
Can I like dodge, like attack sort of thing, where it's like if it comes in and it misses me, just kind of hit it real quick?
Yeah, you can hit it, and dude, you see a little bit of it crack and do damage. But as your cart moves, you instantly are passing those branches. So
Just dope monk shit to just be like, hey, stop trying to hit me.
okay,
Bramble doing anything?
all right.
Yeah. Start whispering to these freaking thorns, Thorn Whisper.
I'm afraid they're not going to listen.
Then do something.
He's running right along with you guys.
That's great. Good. So's Talon.
Yeah, but again, I can't have everyone roll.
So's Tater Trot. Like, do something.
All right.
Pull your weight.
All right. For this,
Bramble.
as you guys continue down the path, what does everyone want to do for this next round?
I'm gonna use a history check.
How will that help? If you can explain to me how it's going to help.
I'm being facetious. Can I try intimidation? Like, can I intimidate a bunch of undead trees?
You can certainly try.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna go with survival.
What are you going to do, Tristan?
I'm gonna try to protect the team. If they're running, I'm gonna try to stay in a bound. I don't know if this will count that way, but just as they're running, I'm gonna try to protect them while we're all trying to get past these undead trees.
It's not survival.
No, well, I was trying, I guess, for them to survive. So then I'll stick with perception then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Try to watch, yeah.
All right. What are you doing, Clover?
I think I'm gonna. Come back to me in a second.
All right. What are you doing, Whisper?
I'm trying to. I give up trying to stab it because I wasn't doing a good job, so I'm gonna try to take over the control of the horse.
Okay. Go roll an animal handling check for me.
Yeah. Fifth for 25.
Okay. What'd you roll, Cornrock? I'm sorry.
For intimidation, 18.
Okay. Tristan, what'd you roll?
15.
Okay. Clover, what'd you roll? What are you doing?
Did you want me to do something different, or can I do the same thing since it was so successful?
Sure, you can do the same thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, shooting my arrows.
Okay. So this time, as you all kind of start to understand this threat that kind of surrounds you now, Whisper, you jump in front and grabbing hold of the reins of Tater Trot, you're going to guide her through the path, dodging through as these branches swing down over your head, almost taking you out for a moment before you're able to dodge to the side as you feel little scratches kind of brush against your shoulder. Clover, you see this again, another branch kind of moving down directly into the pathway before you let an arrow fly, piercing through it as the branch kind of slams down to the ground and begins to turn to ash before exploding into ash as the cart runs over it. Tristan, keeping your eye out, anything that starts to come in, you swing your blade now, slicing off the bits that come trying to damage the side of the cart. And Gormrog, what'd you say we were doing again? I'm sorry.
I'm going to intimidate the trees.
Okay. As Tristan handles one side, you standing on the other side of Clover, who's centered in the cart now, kind of perched up, letting the arrows fly. You see this branch comes towards you, and you let loose a roar, and you see something that you didn't expect. The tree kind of hesitates for a second, unsure of why
we
someone
just-
would possibly yell at a tree. But it seemed to have worked.
It's just like, stop hitting us, stop hitting us, stop hitting us, stop hitting us. Ah! And
Okay.
the trees just-
As this is happening, you see Bramble ahead of you, Whisper, kind of making his way, kind of showing you the path as well of where you got to go. As he's guiding you through, as these trees kind of begin to actually move in front of you to kind of cover your path. The space is becoming a lot tighter now as these trees begin to crush in front of you. So the DC is going to be a little bit higher on this third round. What does everyone want to do?
I'm gonna go back to
I'm-
acrobatics.
Okay. Whisper.
I'm gonna so
Okay.
I'm doing good with Tater Trot. So.
Okay. Tristan.
Stay perception.
Cool.
Paying
Roll
attention.
again. Clover.
I'm honestly doing pretty well, and I want to
Cool.
keep doing it.
Awesome. Roll again.
Okay.
18.
Whisper. What'd you get?
17.
Gormrog. What'd you get?
25.
Tristan. What'd you get?
18. Oh no, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23.
Clover. What'd you get?
Hell yeah.
21.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Everyone passed. Another round comes as you all begin to deflect and block and slice through and shoot these these branches as they press in against you. Whisper, the road is becoming much tighter now as you are dodging around, and you feel the cart kind of smashing with each turn as these trees begin to push in against you. Eventually, ahead of you, you see an opening where the trees don't seem to be crushing in against you. As you aim towards that with Bramble out front leading you through. You see him kind of cutting roots that are trying to push their way into the road ahead of you. As he runs past them, they explode in ash as the wheels of the cart blow through them. You see that exit moving closer and closer, but you see those trees kind of begin to crush in a little bit more and a little bit more as you all move there. You hear the sides of the cart almost consistently now being scraped by tree trunks. I need everyone to go ahead and roll one more check as you all continue on with what you're doing.
Oof. Sorry, Tater Trot.
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Nice. What'd you get, Whisper?
12.
Okay. What'd you get, Clover?
Sorry, Tater Trot.
22.
Okay. What'd you get, Tristan?
A not natural 20.
Okay. 20 is what you needed. So, your natural 20 Gormrog replacing Whisper's fail. So, you needed 5 fails for your card to be destroyed, and you guys only had 2, so you did good. As again, once more, you all begin to bash and shoot and slice these trees as they try to push in on you. Whisper nimbly guiding Tater Trot through this increasingly tighter space. You feel the cart begin to slow down as you get towards the exit, as more and more pressure is being exerted against the wooden cart before you come out the other end. The cart lurching forward from the sudden lack of pressure on its sides, and you feel it lurch into the air. All of you go ahead and roll a acrobatics check for me.
Ooh. Nice.
What'd you get, Whisper?
Oh, 7.
Gormrog.
16.
Clover.
27.
Tristan.
Nice.
5.
Okay, Whisper and Tristan, you both, as the cart launches into the air and slams down to the ground, both of you losing your grip on the cart are both launched out from the sides of it. You roll and tumble against the ground. Both of you taking 4 bludgeoning damage as you feel you slam into roots of trees and the rocks that strewn about the pathway. The cart is now moving on its own, so who wants to go ahead and try and stop the cart? Roll an animal handling check, Gormrog.
Oh. Good luck.
18 plus 3.
Okay.
21.
seeing your friends launched off the side of the cart, you jump over the front of the cart, landing into the small bench, grab hold of the reins, and rear back as Tater Trot kind of moves and kind of the car kind of almost drifts to the side as all the momentum begins to pull it around. But as you kind of turn and look back, you see Whisper and Tristan gathering themselves off the ground. You see the trees in that space kind of moving, crushing against each other as they slam and closing the path behind all of you.
Finnick and Clover, are they also okay?
They're both fine.
Checking on my people. I saw the other two getting up. They're getting up. Do we have Risotto and Cilantro still with us?
Yes.
And Tater
Nice.
Trot. Obviously rattled and scared, so I'm going to focus on her and calming her down.
Okay. Easy enough.
I don't care about Bramble.
I'm gonna go check on Bramble to make sure that he's okay.
Okay. As you kind of hop off the cart and move towards Bramble, you look at him and you see blood kind of long scratches across his whole body, and you see his bleeding. Nothing significant, but a lot of, you could see he was sliced up a bit as the trees tried to grab hold of his body. But I'm quite all right. Are you all right, young Clover?
Oh yeah, I'm great. But here, wipe yourself up. I'm gonna give him like a rag out of my backpack.
Oh, thank you. He kind of begins to wipe the blood off his face. Kind of just smears it about for a bit before he was able to get most of it off. Whisper and Tristan, gathering yourselves as you make your way back over towards the cart.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, I think so. Whisper, you alright?
Yeah, what just happened?
That horse was creepy.
Well, now none of us can say never have I ever been attacked by a creepy haunted forest.
Woo, I got 5.
Oh man.
Well,
Hey, if we can help it, let's not travel through this place again, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
not much nice things you could say about the Grey Valley, that's for sure.
I've never teleported before, but maybe if we ever do travel again this way, we just teleport, right?
I've never teleported.
We can fly.
Can you fly?
No, but I mean, there's airships.
Oh.
Well, yeah, if you got money, sure.
There's these boots I really, really want, and actually they can help you fly, but I've never actually seen them in a store. Some of my classmates back in school have talked about it before.
So, you see him kind of exhale for a minute. Shall we shove on?
Let's
Yeah.
let's take a short rest. Give the horse a chance to recover first.
That sounds like a good idea. We'll distribute some rations amongst everyone, unless you guys
Jesus.
don't want to waste our rations right now.
No, I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
I still have 13 rations too.
Yeah, I've got a lot of food.
You snack. I've got a lot of rations too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-fed party.
I mean, what kind of chef would I be if we weren't? But thank you for the rations. Like I said, we'll tend to the horse and make sure she's calmed down and is fit to keep going before actually going. But
Okay.
then we'll shove on.
As you kind of are examining the horse, Bramble makes his way over, joining you, kind of helping to check on Tater Trot. And Tater Trot's a little scratched up, just like Bramble was. And as Bramble kind of looks Tater Trot over, hold on one moment. You see him kind of begin to cast a spell, and the wounds all begin to heal up across the horse's body.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that too.
Well, don't want to reveal all your cards.
How did you learn so much?
Well, been around quite a bit, young lady.
Well, great. Fantastic. Wonderful story. The famed hero does it again.
Puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of pats your shoulder. You'll like me one day.
I like you right now.
Exactly. See? Already won her over.
Not exactly a people person, but keep trying, you'll get it. But yeah, once the horse is good, we'll move on.
Okay. With that, you'll begin to mount up and continue the rest of the day's travel, which, considering the adventurous morning, the rest of it seems to go without issue. And eventually you begin to make your way out of the Grey Valley.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Finding yourself once more in the Umbra Hills. As you make your way up the mountainside, the Grey Valley behind you, you can see the desolation that space has, but eventually it falls below the horizon as you all move past into the hills towards Joran Village. I need someone to go ahead and roll a d20 for the Umbra Hills.
Whisper, your turn.
Okay. That's a 3.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So, the first day, you continue on. The weather begins to cool off and darken a bit, but there doesn't seem to be a storm coming. It's just this cloud cover begins to spread across overhead. The first day, you eventually find a small space for you all to camp, which goes without incident. The next day, as you all begin your trek forward once more, as the cart kind of winds across the mountain roads, eventually you see a man kind of strewn out in the middle of the road. You see his face kind of gray and ashen. As you approach, he kind of looks up towards you. You see his eyes are sunken in, and he looks very dehydrated.
I'm gonna pull out my canteen and send it over to his mouth with my mage hand.
As the water kind of approaches, you see he grabs the canteen and begins to chug down the entire thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kind of rolls over onto his back and tries to pull himself up against the side of the road.
You okay?
What's your name, friend?
I'm still like with 10 feet back because I'm a little, stranger danger.
I'm Linus.
Isn't that the name of the dude we met in the mountains who was also strewn out in the road?
I don't think so. I certainly hope not. I hope I'm not reusing a name.
I don't recall the name.
We're using the same
a
name
human?
in the same scenario.
As you kind of get a closer look at him, he is human, probably in his late 50s. You see on his side, he's got like several long tubes kind of strapped to his waist. and you see another pouch on his other side that appears to have some sort of writing implements. Clothes are kind of tattered now from a few days being lost in the mountains. Seems like he might have been attacked by something at some point. He's got like an old wound on one arm.
You used to traveling, Linus?
Oh, excuse me. On occasion, when I'm trying to complete a section on one of my maps,
Maker.
yeah, I was trying to get a better understanding of some of the tunnels that go through the mountain range here. But I was attacked in one of them, and I ended up coming out, and I got turned around, and I'm not quite sure where I am.
Well, you're in the Umbra Hills.
Oh, I know that part, but which hill, I'm not quite sure, unfortunately. I was trying to get to the top of one of them, but unfortunately, dehydration got the better of me.
Hey, Bramble, you know how you fixed up the horse? Can you do that for the old man?
I think so. Give me one moment. He begins to make his way over. Hello, sir. I am Bramble Thornwhisper, adventurer and hero,
God damn
and
it.
all around just fantastic human elf. That being said, by all means, let me help restore your vitality, my friend. And you can tell everyone that it was Bramble Thornwhisper that revived you in your time of need. You see his hand, he begins to cast.
Whisper and the Fists of Fate.
And the Fist of Fate, of course. They have been instrumental in us traveling this way, and they have slain many a monsters on this path. I promise you, my friend, any issues you have with them won't be issues. You see him begin to cast Cure Wounds on the man. Oh, my goodness, that feels much better. You see him kind of grab his arm and gonna move it, testing out the regained mobility in it.
Can I trust this guy?
Yeah, I was wondering the same.
I trust this guy more than I trust Bramble.
Can I insight check this guy?
What are you insight checking for?
I'm just seeing if it looks like now that he's regaining his strength, if there's a flicker of evil behind those eyes.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation. Insight check.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I'm mixing up all my
I
words.
realized now that I have a perception of insight 15. How does that work? I've never had a character that has a passive perception of insight.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Let's see what she
How
rolls.
does that work?
I rolled a 13.
Okay, so Clover, nothing about this guy seems to kind of trigger your senses as he begins to regain his strength. Tristan, with your passive insight of 15, you kind of look at him and he seems, if nothing else, at least a little naive. But nothing about him is striking you as like untrustworthy. So, it's Bramble Thornwhisper and the Fists of Fate.
Well, to be fair, it's the Fists of Fate and Bramble Thornwhisper.
Oh,
but whatever.
I apologize. Where are you all headed to now?
We're headed to Joran Village in that direction.
Oh.
We just passed through the Grey Valley in that direction.
That's fantastic. Would you care for me to come along with you? I'm afraid I'm a bit lost here, and if you all know where you're going, it'd be wonderful to get a ride back into town. I can give you.
I don't know.
I can give you a map of
the
the.
business of traveling with people I don't know.
I can give you a map as payment.
Oh, do we have a map?
What? We do not have a map, and we would greatly benefit from a map. And Dom is trying really hard to hold in his excitement that Joe put a cartographer in the game.
Nah.
Well,
He's gonna walk up to him and then put his hand out. Not say anything, just put his hand out.
Yes,
Are
sir.
are you expecting the map or his hand?
A map.
Tristan,
Are you
payment
robbing
comes
me?
after the job. The payment comes after the job. We're not robbing you. No. What are you doing?
I'm confused.
Kind of see him clutch the maps and step back from Tristan.
Walks away.
Just pull out a spray bottle. It's bad, Tristan. Sir, I think we can escort you to the nearest town with a map as adequate payment. Yes.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
What has gotten into you guys?
Mm.
what are you talking about?
Do you really not trust this guy?
Well, that's a
Have you done crime?
Crimes? Certainly not.
Mm.
Have you done crimes?
Yes.
What kind of crimes? Are you
Lots.
trying to rob me?
No.
No.
If we were trying to rob you, we wouldn't have healed you.
Kind of looks towards Bramble.
Mm.
Look, I know we look
He's done
rough.
rocks.
Do you want help in that?
I would greatly appreciate help. Just, I don't want to be associated with brigands if someone is chasing after you, being wanted.
No one's chasing after
I'm
us.
gonna pull out the letter of introduction from the Goliath woman who runs Westrun. What was her name?
Yeah. Oh.
Right, we have a letter of introduction as the Fist of Fate, naming each of us.
We're totally awesome people.
But
But also,
Every name, I think the name is wrong.
Lysandra Callis.
if you don't want our help,
Yeah.
if you don't want our help, you know, you don't have to take it. You can go be thirsty again.
No, I'm more than happy to accept your help, but just have to worry about my own reputation, of course.
Mm.
I hand him the letter of introduction from Lysandra Kalos and say, like, we are of positive repute.
Okay, well, kind of looks it over.
We have recently helped an entire town twice, including Westrun and Lyringorn. So entire city, not town, but like we are road weary and stressed after just being attacked by haunted trees. So please forgive my friends for being a little rough around the edges.
Well, I suppose that's understandable. Kind of folds the note up and hands it back towards you. Shall we
Document.
head off then?
Mm-hmm.
Pulls himself up into the back of the cart.
Yeah, we'll sit him next to Tristan, though.
Okay. As Tristan kind of sits down next to him, he begins to make himself as small as possible, pushing into the corner of the cart.
Yeah, two pseudo dragons just kind of sitting there looking at him.
It's a lot of animals you
griffin
have with yourselves.
next to us. Like,
I didn't even notice
I
you have a griffin.
Oh yeah, that's Talon.
Wow.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, certainly not.
So what food do you like? I happen to be a chef.
At this point, I'll take anything you're willing to cook.
I'll toss him a packed thing of rations.
Oh, thank you so much. Sir, I don't believe I had got your name.
I am Gormrog of the Fists of Fate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gormrog. Kind of like scarfing it down as the cart begins to lurch forward, moving your way out of the Umber Hills
Moving our way.
over the course of the next day. As you all crest the last hill and begin to make your way down, you see the lights of Jorn Village in the distance. And you begin to take that winding path down that last hill towards the gates of the village. That is where we're going to call it for the night.
Damn.
Hey, this is where I got arrested.
Okay. I'm going to call it a little early here tonight so we don't miss too much of our friend Finnick from the adventures.
Yeah.
That being said, all right, next week we will be back with another episode of Forging Fates where we'll go through Jorn Village and see how far along the path they get. Tomorrow you can catch Jeremy with Spell Shots, where our amazing Whisperer will be playing once again as Mira, the sorcerer hairdresser.
Yes.
And as yes, go ahead, Whisper.
Are we playing next week?
We are not playing next week. You're 100% right. We are off next week.
We're
Us? Are we?
talking about tomorrow. Yeah, next week we are taking the week off on Monday.
Monday and Tuesday.
For stuff and things in our personal lives. But this week we have Spell Shots tomorrow and the first ever episode of Queer and Present Danger. As long as CC is back up and running by then, please be back up and running. We've been working on this for so long, trying to make this just right for you guys.
I can't wait.
And then the week after, we will be back with Forging Fates.
Okay. Make sure to check out our Wasteland Weekend Wind Down for 2023. That is now live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/new_age_geeks. All the links are below. You can also, tomorrow, are on YouTube, the investigation check with Danny Kennedy, the social media manager of Gen Con, and get to hear all that conversation. That is all posting live tomorrow on YouTube. And all of our other videos are there. So since we're taking a week off next week, you can catch up for the 36 episodes. Let's see. We were gonna go to our ending screen. Then we're gonna raid someone. So if you want to stick around for that, by all means. I've got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else,
I've got so much, but I think we'll settle with this.
Okay. That being
Thanks
said,
for joining.
thank you for coming. We love you, geeks. Good night.